In the social justice system, sexualizing women is considered especially heinous. For Meghan Markle, sexualizing herself has now made her a member of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. This is her story. Hi guys, and welcome to Unapologetic. Today we're going to be doing a new series that we've come up with called the Special Victims Unit. You guys loved the Law & Order episode, and you especially loved the little SVU intro that we did. So I thought, why not make a recurring series called the Special Victims Unit? Because it is so popular to be a victim in today's day and age, and we have so many stories to talk about. So hopefully you guys like it. This is going to be a recurring series, and today we're going to be talking about Meghan Markle. Here's the headline from New York Post. Meghan Markle, I was treated like a, quote, bimbo, objectified on Deal or No Deal. For those of you who don't know who Meghan Markle is, she's married to Prince Harry. And of course, they famously left the royal family and are now residing in the United States, where they've promised they're only going to have 2 children to save the environment. And Meghan Markle talks about how racist the royal family was towards her, even though they allowed her to marry into it. And here she is on an old game show called Deal or No Deal that you may or may not have watched. We're not going to get into what the show really was, but essentially you have the host, who is Howie Mandel with his little bald head and everything. And he was having contestants on, and throughout the show, they open up briefcases and look into the numbers on the briefcases, and it dictates how much money they make. And they'd have these showgirls, like Meghan Markle, open up the briefcases in their little cute cocktail dresses and smile as they did so, or give a sad face when they lost money, and that was the job. And Meghan Markle did this job and is now saying that she was treated like a bimbo and objectified on the set of Deal or No Deal. So she broke this down in an interview that she did on Paris Hilton's podcast, where she also talked about how lucky Paris was to be born pretty, because she was born having to deal with her intellect and her brain and her smarts as a means of getting through the world, even though Meghan Markle is famously an actress and famously a showgirl on Deal or No Deal, and objectively very pretty. There's no denying that. But she goes into talking about this fascinating experience as a briefcase girl on Deal or No Deal. And of course, she was famously in the series Suits. And while she stated she was grateful for her time working on Deal or No Deal, she also felt like she was objectified and a bimbo, and remembered producer telling her, "Suck it in, Meghan," as she was getting ready for the show. I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to cry tears for this episode of Special Victims Unit because I don't feel it. As we stated in the little intro, the Law & Order SVU intro we did, Meghan, you sexualized yourself. And I get it. And you know what I think is actually pretty cool is that she decided this is not the route for me. She stated in this interview, I felt like so much more than that. I had been through college. I worked really hard to educate myself and become something more than being somebody who puts on lashes and extensions and pads the bra. And I've decided that this show was not about showcasing my brains, and I moved on to something else. That something else was other TV series. I don't know how much that showcases your intellect, but she moved on. And for that, I say that's a decision that any woman can make. You know, if you feel like you're in a position of being objectified, which I would argue she's objectified herself. We need to take some responsibility here. But if you're in that position and you don't want to be in that position, by all means, leave it. And I think you'd be better off because of it. I think there are a lot of better things that you could do with your life. Although if you choose to be a showgirl on something like this, that's what you've done. But don't put on the cocktail dress and go out and open the briefcase with your boobies out and go, oh, but they're objectifying me. Why are they looking at my body and not my brain? Why aren't they asking me about how I feel about this philosophical question or proofing a math question? Because that's not what you were hired to do. And you knew that when you took on the job. You know there's a certain standard that they look for when they hire these showgirls. And lucky for you, what a privileged position you are as a person and as a woman to fit that standard. Can we acknowledge that instead of accusing them of treating you like a bimbo or objectifying you? And she does state, I was very thankful for the job, but not how it made me feel. And I think that's totally fine. I think often we'll step into positions and jobs and go, oh, well, I didn't prepare for how I was going to be in this position. I didn't prepare for how this was going to make me feel, but now I want something different. And that's Cool. But she talks about how she was surrounded by smart women on that stage, but the focus just wasn't on how smart they were. She said it would end up leaving a pit in my stomach, knowing that I was so much more than what was being objectified on the stage. But she says the word objectified as if it wasn't her doing it to herself, as if she didn't take on the position, as if, I know a lot of people don't like the phrase asked for, as if she didn't ask to be in the position that she's in. And yes, that is a position of low substance where you stand and you open a briefcase. But how lucky are we as individuals that we get to do a job like that? And I think this makes Meghan Markle the special victim of the week. Taylor, do you have any thoughts about this?
Yeah, I mean, look, like you said, you have. I do not judge a woman who wants to use, we talk about the idea of like pretty privilege.
Yeah.
And pretty privilege is a thing. And if you are blessed to have that kind of pretty privilege and you want to use that to leverage into a career opportunity, I don't judge you at all for that. But to use that and then play the victim because there exist job opportunities that want you to look a certain way.
Yeah.
You looked a certain way, got that job because you look a certain way, and then lament the fact that that job opportunity exists or it has certain requirements of how you should look is stupid. It's like, if you don't want to be objectified, don't apply to work at Hooters. You
right.
know?
And she seems like very, very attached to this idea of victimhood. We saw it through her time in the royal family. We saw it when she left the royal family and everything that happened there. And we're not going to have more than 2 kids for the environment because we want to be virtuous and do the right thing. She's obsessed I think, in this cyclical behavior of victim and virtue and victim and virtue and victim and virtue. And you get so full of yourself on it that you just don't know what to do. And she seems like one of the many proprietors of that sort of ideology, which makes her a member of the Special Victims Unit. And hopefully you guys are keeping tabs on all the different series that we will do with this and how many different people we add to the Special Victims Unit. Maybe we'll need to like Photoshop them as detectives. And
last week could have been Lizzo being oppressed by white supremacy because we reacted to that story, but she just missed being a part of the Special Victims.
You know
but
what?
I'm sure she'll be back.
Right. If I know anything, I know that Lizzo will be back in the news and we will be able to make a story about her being a member of the Special Victims Unit. That I can rely on. And I can also rely on the fact that if I got on the show tomorrow in a bikini, dancing around, I wouldn't expect you guys to be thinking about how smart I am. And I wouldn't go to bed crying at night about how I've been objectified because I placed myself in the position to be exactly that. And I know that's something that we can't acknowledge anymore because feminism has told us that women don't deserve to be objectified in any state. But that's not the truth, I see a lot of girls running around LA literally wearing no clothes. And then when they get attention from a guy, and a guy probably that they don't want attention from because the guy that you're going to attract with that is not the guy that you want, they go, I'm being objectified. I'm being sexualized. How dare you? I can't walk out in my bra and underwear without being sexualized. That is horrible. That is disgusting. Baby girl, we need to acknowledge reality. I know it's tough, but we need to really acknowledge reality here. And the reality is that if you did something like that, you are placing yourself in a sexual position to be sexualized by the men that probably you don't even want attention from. So we can acknowledge that reality while also saying objectification and sexualization is wrong and something that we probably don't want to seek out and something that we probably don't want to place on other people or do to other people. But it happens. Also, we live in a society where sex sells. It's exactly why Deal or No Deal lasted on TV for so long. It's not just because people were winning money and it was fun to watch Howie Mandel and his reflective bald head. It's because the girls were hot and they were also wearing very little clothing and walking around in high heels, sucking it in open up briefcases. Dun dun. It's the end of the episode. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time we post a new video for you guys. And after our videos go out, I've been hopping into Discord and talking to you guys. So the Discord link is down below. Feel free to sign up. If you're not there, you're a square.
You could be suggesting our next special victim of the week in the show suggestions channel. That's in Discord. So if you have a special victim that you would like us to highlight, drop it in the Discord and we might just make an episode about it.
We just might. You just might get your own intro, your own Law & Order SVU remade preamble by me based on your suggestion in the Discord. So go ahead and feel free to sign up there. And guys, let me know in the comments down below. Is there an idea of asking for objectification? Is there an idea that women should have about, if I walk around in wearing this or asking for this sort of energy, I'm going to get this sort of energy? Or is there no asking for? And women should be able to wear whatever they want, do whatever they want. The same goes for men. Men who walk around in their boxers are probably asking to be looked at. I don't know if women are going to catcall them in the same way that men do, but they're asking for some sort of attention. You guys let me know in the comments down below. Or is it a free-for-all where we should all be able to do whatever we want? Curious to hear your thoughts. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.